What if all the oceans turned into lava? Imagine waking up one morning, looking out your window, and realizing that every ocean, sea, and lake on Earth has turned into glowing, bubbling lava. No water, no waves, just a planet covered in fiery red magma. So what would happen next? Let's start with the obvious. Everything would be on fire. The oceans make up about 71% of Earth's surface, and they regulate our climate, absorb heat, and feed life. Replace all that with molten rock, and you've basically turned Earth into a colossal stovetop. Within minutes, the air above the oceans would heat up to thousands of degrees, vaporizing any moisture and turning the skies into a smoky, glowing haze. Coastal cities? Gone. Islands? Gone. Beach vacations? Definitely canceled. But let's take a step back. Just how much lava are we talking about? The oceans hold about 1.35 billion cubic kilometers of water. That's a mind-boggling volume, roughly enough to fill a sphere nearly 1,000 kilometers wide. Turning all that into lava means creating the single largest eruption in the history of the universe. The amount of energy required would be, let's say, beyond even a few supernovas. But okay, let's suspend disbelief and assume it just happens. The first few seconds would be spectacular. The immense heat would boil away the atmosphere's water vapor, causing a global steam explosion. Lightning storms would spark endlessly, striking the surface as volcanic gases mixed with the scorched air. The continents, though not made of ice cream, would melt and crumble under the relentless heat. Within hours, the Earth's crust would begin to fracture, and soon much of the planet would resemble Io, Jupiter's volcanic moon, constantly spewing lava fountains into space. Now let's talk about pressure. Oceans aren't just scenic blue pools. They're heavy. All that water exerts immense pressure on the ocean floor, keeping a delicate balance in Earth's crust. Remove it and replace it with lava, which is denser, hotter, and far heavier, and the tectonic plates would freak out. Expect mega earthquakes, supervolcanoes, and entire continents shifting like pancakes on a griddle. You might think of Australia moving closer to Asia, not over millions of years, but in a single catastrophic afternoon. What about marine life? Unfortunately, fish, whales, and jellyfish do not mix well with molten rock. Every marine ecosystem would be instantly vaporized. Coral reefs? Gone in milliseconds. Even the deep-sea creatures, those mysterious beings living near hydrothermal vents, wouldn't stand a chance. Ironically, the vents themselves would now be cooler than their surroundings. But it's not just marine life. The oceans drive weather patterns. They create clouds, control rainfall, and absorb carbon dioxide. Without water, the hydrological cycle collapses. There'd be no rain, no rivers, no plants, and therefore no food chain. The atmosphere would fill with volcanic gases, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, and enough ash to block sunlight for decades. Within a few weeks, Earth would transform from a lush blue world into a glowing red inferno wrapped in a suffocating black sky. Still, could anything survive? Surprisingly, maybe. A few extremophiles, those microscopic super survivors that thrive in boiling acid or nuclear waste, might find a way to cling to life in the cracks of cooling lava. But humans? Not a chance. Even deep underground bunkers wouldn't protect us from the crushing heat, lack of oxygen, and global chaos above. Civilization would be reduced to ash before the first news headline could even read, "Breaking, Earth turns into pizza." In time, as the lava cooled, the surface might solidify into a jagged, rocky shell. Without water to lubricate tectonic movement, Earth would become geologically frozen, like a burnt-out husk. The once blue marble would now be a lifeless red-black sphere drifting silently through space. But here's the fun twist. In a few billion years, after the lava hardened and the planet stabilized, icy comets from the outer solar system could crash into Earth again, delivering fresh water, drop by drop, and maybe, just maybe, starting the cycle of life all over again. So what if all the oceans turned into lava? We'd lose everything we know and love, but the universe wouldn't care. It would just watch, silently amused, as one more fiery experiment played itself out in the cosmic lab.